Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. If tomorrow never comes, would you be proud of how you live today? Time is the only resource that once gone never returns. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose opportunities and find new ones. But every second you let slip away is gone forever. So why do we waste it as if we have an unlimited supply? Time is the most precious currency of life because once it is spent, it can never be earned back. Unlike money, success, or material possessions, which can be regained or replaced, time moves only in one direction, and with every passing second, it silently slips away. We often live as though we have an endless supply of it, delaying our dreams, postponing our goals, and telling ourselves, I will start tomorrow. But the truth is, tomorrow is never guaranteed. The hours, days, and years that pass by will not return, no matter how much we wish for them to. This is why wasting time is one of the greatest losses a person can suffer. Think about it. If you lose money in a business venture, you can find new ways to earn it back. If you miss out on an opportunity, another might eventually come your way. If you break something valuable, you might replace it with something new. But if you waste a year of your life, if you let months pass without growth, if you spend days doing nothing meaningful, that time is gone forever. You cannot buy it back, you cannot rewind it, and you cannot negotiate with life to give it to you again. Each moment you waste is a piece of your life you'll never recover. The greatest tragedy is not that life is short, but that we often realize its value too late. We tell ourselves we are young and have all the time in the world, so we put off chasing our passions, nurturing relationships, or taking care of ourselves. We drown in distractions, procrastination, and excuses, believing there will always be more time later. Then, one day, we look back and realize that the days we thought were ordinary were actually extraordinary opportunities to grow, to love, and to live fully. The value of time becomes crystal clear only when we see how quickly it has passed us by. Time is also the great equalizer. No matter who you are, where you come from, or what resources you have, each of us is given 24 hours in a day. The difference between people who succeed and people who struggle is not in how much time they are given, but in how wisely they use it. Some invest it in learning, working, and creating, while others spend it on distractions that add no real value to their lives. The results may not be visible in a single day, but over weeks, months, and years, the gap becomes undeniable. Every wasted hour today is an opportunity lost tomorrow. To honor time means to honor life itself. It means being intentional with how we spend our days, prioritizing what truly matters, and not letting procrastination or fear steal our future. It means choosing growth over comfort, purpose over distraction, and action over excuses. When we begin to treat time as the most valuable resource we possess, we naturally start living with greater focus, passion, and urgency. Because once we deeply understand that time is irreplaceable, we stop taking it for granted and start living as though every moment truly matters. The perfect moment does not exist, and waiting for it is one of the most common ways people waste their lives. Too often, we tell ourselves we will begin when the timing is better, when circumstances improve, or when we feel more ready. We wait for the stars to align before we take the first step toward our dreams. But life does not reward waiting. It rewards action. If we keep waiting for that flawless opportunity, we end up doing nothing, and our lives pass by in hesitation and delay. The truth is that there will never be a time when everything feels perfectly in place. Challenges, uncertainties, and imperfections will always surround us, no matter when we decide to start. The only moment we can truly count on is the one we have right now. People who achieve greatness do not wait for everything to be ideal. They use what they have, where they are, and with whatever resources are available to them. They understand that progress is built step by step, not by waiting for an extraordinary chance to appear. Many dreams have died in the waiting room of someday because someday often never comes. If you are waiting until you have more money, more confidence, or more approval from others, you may wait forever. Conditions will never feel perfect, but they do not need to be. What matters is starting with what you have, because once you begin, you learn, grow, and create opportunities along the way. Fear is often disguised as waiting for the right moment. We tell ourselves we are being patient or cautious, but in reality, we are often afraid of failing, afraid of judgment, or afraid of not being good enough. So we delay taking action, thinking time will somehow erase those fears. But fear does not disappear with time. It only grows stronger the longer we avoid action. The only way to overcome it is to move forward in spite of it, to embrace the imperfections of the moment, and to trust that momentum will carry us further than hesitation ever will. The idea of a perfect moment is also misleading because life is unpredictable. Unexpected events, challenges, and changes will always come, often when we least expect them. If we rely on external conditions being flawless, we will constantly be disappointed. But if we accept that the perfect moment is created by our decision to act, then every moment becomes filled with potential. Even a small step forward taken today is infinitely more valuable than a giant leap you keep postponing for the future. When you choose to act now, you give yourself the chance to build momentum, to create opportunities, and to grow into the person who can handle bigger challenges ahead. Success does not come from waiting for the right time. It comes from making the time right through your actions. The perfect moment is not something that magically appears. It is something you create when you decide to stop waiting and start living with courage and intention in the present. Living with purpose is what gives time its true meaning. Every day, we are given the gift of 24 hours. But what separates a fulfilling life from an empty one is how those hours are used. Too often, people spend their days doubting themselves, comparing their journey to others, or clinging to regrets of the past. In doing so, they lose the chance to build something meaningful with the time they have. Living with purpose means stepping away from distractions and excuses, and instead focusing on what matters most to you, on what adds value, not just to your life, but also to the lives of others. When you live with purpose, every action, no matter how small, becomes significant. Waking up early to learn something new, putting effort into your relationships, or working consistently on your goals may seem ordinary in the moment, but they compound into extraordinary results over time. On the other hand, spending your energy on endless scrolling, gossip, or negativity might feel comfortable at first, but it slowly drains your potential. Purpose acts like a compass. It directs your energy and time toward what aligns with your values and dreams, keeping you from wandering aimlessly. Doubting yourself is one of the biggest enemies of purposeful living. When you constantly question whether you are capable, talented, or worthy, you waste valuable time and mental energy that could have been spent on action. The truth is, no one starts fully ready, and no one has everything figured out. Purpose does not require perfection, it requires commitment. Once you shift your focus from self-doubt to self-belief, every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the life you desire. Comparisons also rob people of their sense of purpose. Looking at others and measuring your life against theirs leads to feelings of inadequacy and envy. But the truth is that everyone has a different path, different challenges, and different timing. Purposeful living requires focusing on your own journey and making the most of the opportunities unique to you. It is not about being better than someone else. It is about being better than the version of yourself from yesterday. Regrets of the past are another heavy burden that keeps people from living with purpose. You cannot change what has already happened, but you can decide what to do with the time you have now. Purpose frees you from being trapped in the past because it shifts your focus toward building a meaningful future. It helps you see every setback as a lesson and every challenge as an opportunity to grow. Living with purpose does not always mean achieving something grand or public. It can be as simple as choosing kindness, being present with your loved ones, or dedicating time each day to something you truly care about. It is about making conscious choices instead of drifting through life on autopilot. When you live this way, time no longer feels wasted because every moment contributes to something greater than yourself. My friends, life is not measured by how long we live, but by how deeply we live. And deep living requires urgency. It requires courage. It requires you to stop scrolling endlessly, stop complaining endlessly, stop delaying endlessly, and start acting with purpose. Today is the day to stop wasting time and start honoring the life you've been given. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't procrastinate, because tomorrow is never promised. But this moment right here is yours. So take it, live it, and make it count.